What's up, carpoolers? Welcome back to your favorite interview show on four wheels, riding shotgun with Corduroy Paco. Let's give this young man a lift. Well, look who it is.
Hello, everybody.
It's Mr. Andrew Huang. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, yes. You sure did.
Good. AKA Songs to Wear Pants To. Do you still go by that?
It's the name of a series now more than my name, yeah.
Cool. That brings me to a question I have on this interview show.
I wasn't expecting questions.
Yeah, sorry. I know, I spring it on people.
You're just going to drop me off at the pawn shop, I thought. But.
Yeah, we'll get there, don't worry.
Okay.
When you started off, you had Songs to Wear Pants To.
Yeah.
When you did want to kind of, I guess, be taken more seriously, I suppose, or why did you make the change to your back to your name?
Yeah, well, I guess I'd always wanted to have some kind of name, and I grew up not really liking my name. Like, I don't hate it, but I just don't feel like there's anything special about it. And then at the same time, people don't always know how to spell it or pronounce it or whatever. So I was just thinking, like, if I have like a band name, it'll just make things easier / sound cooler. It's always felt like a side project to me, but it just became so much more successful than anything else I ever did. So it was kind of like, well, this is going really well, so I should put more effort into this and, spend time with it and really build it up.
Was it tricky to try to take yourself out of being known as that?
It's still happening. Like, it's a slow kind of transition, and I still, like, Songs to Wear Pants To, or the things that I do with that concept is still, like, very much a part of who I am and what I'm putting on my channel. Like, I'm never going to stop being, like, silly or, it's part of my personality. I enjoy comedic stuff. And then there's this whole other side of me that I hadn't been as public with in terms of, like, really well-developed songwriting and, just, like, more serious material. Once you start kind of getting people watching and, you're kind of uploading something every week, it's impossible for them to not have expectations, right? So I think the longer you do it, the more difficult it becomes to take risks and stuff.
So, like, for you, like, taking risks right off the bat and continuing with that, just to kind of make people always know you don't know what's going to come next.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm going to start off.
Have an open mind and just, like, expect the unexpected.
Nice. You should copyright that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Just came up with it.
I don't know where we are. I feel like I'm trying to get.
We're going to a mine.
We're heading to, like, where real men work.
Yeah, they're, like, hauling tons of steel around here.
This guy sang Pink Fluffy Unicorns. Don't you know who he is? How did you get into music? Like, how long were you into it? Did it start with music lessons, or?
It was when I was really, really young. I mean, as long as I can remember. My first real, like, musical expression was actually rapping, and I have this very vivid memory of, like, being on a long car ride with my parents, going on some family trip. And I was sitting in the back, and I was just, like, rhyming stuff. And it was, like, stupid stuff, because kids don't know anything. So I was like, I went to the hospital because I fell on my face. At the table there, they had flowers in a vase. And I was like 3.5 or something.
Oh, really?
So I was just, like, using all my vocabulary, making these one-syllable rhymes. And my parents, for some reason, did not discourage that. And now I'm an independent musician.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's kind of like the earliest thing that I was doing in terms of anything musical. But I pretty quickly, because my mom is a pianist.
Oh, shit.
I started learning. Gonna get hit by a train?
And mid-turn, the thing went off, and I was like, oh, no!
Might have been safer to just stop exactly where we were.
Yeah, maybe. They would have thought that, then they would have came down between us. We've been trapped inside, like, oh my God.
Yeah, so I was doing piano lessons from a pretty young age, and but music was still kind of just like a hobby. Like, I didn't really think or know that I loved it until I was 12 or 13, and I picked up the bass guitar and the electric guitar, and I was like, oh, rock and roll is really cool. I'm gonna do this.
Really, eh?
So and that's when, like, I started making friends who listened to cool music, because I was just like, I like pop, I guess, and I bought an Ace of Base CD in grade 4, and that was me and music until I was 12 or whatever. And then all my friends were like, hey, Foo Fighters, Smashing Pumpkins, and I was like, this stuff is way better than what I was listening to. No, I've come back to appreciate good old top 40, but
oh yeah.
Yeah, there comes a time in a young man's life where you just have to listen to a lot of rock and roll.
What was your first band?
My first band. Oh, this was actually really exciting for me because I was in grade 7, and I was always just kind of like, I wasn't like a loser, but I was just kind of like a drifter and like hang out with whoever. And there was this like one clique of like the cool kids, and one of them played the drums, and one of them played, or two of them played electric guitar. And then when they noticed that I could like actually tear it up on the bass guitar, they were like, we don't have a bassist. Let's ask this kid to play bass. So it was like purely because I could play bass, I became friends with like the cool crowd. And we were in a band that was nameless forever until we settled on Flamingo Rage, is what we called it.
I can see why you held out.
Yeah. The songs were like, I actually look back fondly on like how fun it was to jam out those songs, and I think, you know, they sounded pretty cool for 13-year-old kids.
Oh, yeah.
But they were all like, no one sang, so it was just like instrumental, like Nirvana inspired, four-chord, you know, rock songs. But it was
everybody's
fun.
first band.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, when you're 13, I remember thinking like, I almost remember exactly the like time where I was like, I want to write songs, and thinking like, what do I write about? Like, I almost kind of knew that I didn't know anything about the world, you know? I was like, parents are so, like, embarrassing sometimes. Like, that's all you have to express when you're 12.
Oh, yeah, man.
Sorry, 12-year-olds.
So then jump ahead to YouTube, and how, when you got involved with YouTube, did you think, okay, this is how I'm going to be able to get my music out there and become a known musician?
Not at all. And I don't know why I didn't kind of connect the dots sooner that, you know, YouTube was becoming like such a cultural thing, and that people were actually, it was their like kind of main outlet or anything. I kind of wasn't in tune to that scene for a long time, and so I got my start in terms of like having people other than my mom listen to my music. That's not true. My mom hates my music. Me and my roommate, when I was 19, she knew how to like do a little bit of web programming, so she coded me a website, and I started songstowearpantsto.com. This was in 2004. So that's where I was like, that's where I started my song by request kind of gimmick. So that's what it was for a couple years, until I was able to afford a DSLR with video, and then I felt like, now I can put up something that's not going to be like, you know, really low quality, kind of choppy, fuzzy video.
Yeah.
But it was still more of a side thing for a while, for like a year or something. And then, yeah, just Pink Fluffy Unicorns, I think, was definitely a turning point. I mean, I had met some YouTubers before that, but yeah, after that, I really kind of saw the potential of the community that's there, and like how much faster it is for YouTube videos to reach people than like if you're hosting just stuff on your website or whatever.
Yeah.
And I also just fell in love with making videos, which I never thought would be a thing for me, because it's always just been music, and I haven't been that interested in a lot of other things, but videos has become like almost a second passion of mine.
What was it about Pink Fluffy Unicorn, do you think, that did it for you? When you made it, were you like, this is it, man, this is...
I guess it was like the, I mean, because it got so much viral spread, and it gets more views every day than any other video that I have, other than like the occasional like spike, but it's just like consistently always getting thousands of hits every day, just because there's something about it, people see it and they want to share it with their friends. So I think the spread of it really helped me see like how much better it was to like put stuff on YouTube than a lot of other platforms on the internet. And then at the same time, because of how many people it reached, I got put in touch with people like Corey Vidal, who was actually like pretty instrumental in getting me my YouTube partnership back in the day. So like that, it was, yeah, kind of a life-changing video, really, because I think if I had just kept on growing at the rate I was growing, it would have still been more of a side, like, yeah, I like to make music videos, I'll just put them here, and that'd be it, yeah.
Interesting. So give me like your life story, or what your life's about, in 5 words. You can take your time.
I saw you do this to Jory too. I should
Yeah,
have
you
been
say
prepared. Make the best music ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Nice.
Yeah.
We may have to GPS ourselves back, I think.
It's basically, I think you can still do the square, like.
Oh yeah. So songs by request. You say you started that a long time ago, essentially, like before your whole YouTube, everything. So how'd you come up with that idea to do?
That was, I don't know if you know this website called Exploding Dog. I definitely credit them with like the seed of this idea, or actually it's just a guy, Sam Brown. I credit him with helping out with this idea because he has this website where he just accepts titles and he draws stuff based on the title.
Oh, yes.
This is like way back in the day. Yeah. I think he might even have been doing this in the 90s. And at the time, you know, it was just so novel, like to have this kind of interesting interaction from anybody around the world and have this like entertainment or art come out of it. So that was just a website that every once in a while I would check into, see what he was up to, what he was drawing. And then one day I had this brainwave that I should just do that, but with music. So I actually started doing it on eBay. I was just like, if you win this auction, I will make any song that you can think of, or at least try my best. So that was what I was doing for a few months before we got this website together. But yeah, that's kind of the genesis of it. I think at the beginning of Songs to Wear Pants To, I was picking requests where I could really impress people, because like no one knew who I was. I was just starting to grow this audience, so I was like, I'm gonna do something that people think is impossible, like a rap song without the letter E. And then as time went on, it became, the priorities kind of shifted, and it was more about what's gonna entertain people. So I just did the ideas that were funny.
So where are your goals now from here? Do you want to stick on YouTube, or do you want to, what are your goals?
I love YouTube. It's almost the perfect platform for me because I'm, like, I mean, I love to travel, but I am also like very much a homebody. So, I mean, there's a bit of that duality, but for sure I don't want to be the kind of musician who has to tour all the time. I certainly don't enjoy booking tours. That is a pain in everywhere. Like, I talked to some people in bands who are like, yeah, we got our album finished, now we gotta wait 6 months before the label even like gets the packaging done, and then another 3 months while we promo that, and then it comes out. And I'm like, dude, in that time I've written 100 new songs.
So one thing you did for me actually was you did the Corduroy Paco's mobile vlogging unit theme song.
The stinger.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I did was say all I wanted it to be really fast, catchy, and put all these awkward words in there. People still say that, like, that is a great theme song. I'm like, thank you, I just wrote the lyrics. That's all I did. I was wondering if right now if you'd like to do a duet on the intro, if you remember it.
I'm so ready.
Nice. We both do this, that means we're both ready. Diddle diddle.
Corduroy
Paco's mobile vlogging unit. So yeah, here we are, the Oakwood Palace.
I'm gonna go into this store called Shoe.
Yep, okay, cool.
Yes.
I guess you need some shoes and
maybe find my way home somehow.
This area is weird, but I hope you make it.
I don't think I'll get shot though.
I doubt it.
I got a feeling.
Stabbed, worst case scenario.
See you, man.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Good luck. Well, that is a talented individual. Thank you, Carpoolers, for checking out Riding Shotgun with Corduroy Paco. On behalf of my buddy, Andrew Huang, Songs to Wear Pants To, please remember to check your mirrors. And we might get an accident right here. We didn't, though. We didn't. We made it.